There are only 5 mother sauces in the entire world, and almost everything you have ever dipped, drizzled, or poured over your food is secretly one of their children. You've eaten all 5, probably without ever knowing their names or the strange, centuries-old stories behind them. One was named after a man who didn't even invent it. Another was feared as deadly poison for 200 years. Let's meet them. But who was the man behind all of this? Marie-Antoine Careme was born into desperate poverty in Paris, abandoned as a child, and taught himself to cook from the very bottom up. He rose to feed emperors and kings, becoming the world's first true celebrity chef. He saw cooking as a fine art, and even compared it to architecture. And it was Careme who first dared to organize the chaos of French sauces into a single, elegant family. Escoffier didn't invent the system. He inherited it, and then perfected it. Quick thing before we dive in. As we go, count how many of these 5 you've eaten without realizing it, and drop that number in the comments. Now, back in the 1700s and 1800s, French kitchens were chaos. Every cook improvised every sauce from scratch. Then a chef named Marie-Antoine Careme had a radical idea. What if every sauce on earth could be traced back to just a handful of mother sauces? Base recipes that branch into hundreds of others. He named 4. Decades later, Auguste Escoffier, the man who built the modern kitchen, refined the list into the 5 we still use today. And almost all of them begin with the same humble trick: a roux. Equal parts butter and flour, cooked together into a paste. Cook it briefly and it stays pale. Cook it longer and it turns golden, then a deep brown, each shade building a different sauce. It sounds almost too simple, but this one technique is the hidden engine behind 4 of the 5 mother sauces. Master the roux, and you've already won half the battle. First, the simplest. Bechamel, the white one. Just milk, thickened with a butter and flour roux. You've eaten it in mac and cheese, in lasagna, in creamy gratins. But here's the twist. It's named after Louis de Bechamel, a wealthy steward in the court of King Louis XIV, a man who almost certainly never made it. Most historians believe a royal cook invented it and simply named it after Bechamel to flatter him. So the most famous sauce in France is named after the wrong man. Next, Veloute. And the name says everything. In French, it means velvet. Take a pale stock, chicken, veal, or fish, thicken it with a blonde roux, and you get a silky, luxurious sauce that coats the back of a spoon. It's the quiet one. You rarely hear its name, but it's hiding inside your pot pies, your creamy soups, and 100 restaurant gravies. One of Careme's original 4, the velvet backbone of French cooking. Third, Espagnole, the Spanish sauce. This is the deep, brown, savory one, built from roasted bones, vegetables, and a dark roux. The legend goes that when the Spanish Princess Anne of Austria married into the French court, her cooks enriched the French brown sauce with richer ingredients, and the name stuck. Reduce Espagnole down even further, and you get demi-glace, that intense, glossy glaze hiding behind almost every great steak sauce you've ever tasted. Fourth, and this is the one I promised you, sauce tomate. Today it feels obvious, but it almost didn't make this list at all. When tomatoes first arrived in Europe from the Americas, people were terrified of them. For nearly 200 years, Europeans believed the tomato was poisonous. They called it the poison apple and blamed it for deaths actually caused by the lead leaching out of their fancy pewter plates. It took centuries for the tomato to shed that deadly reputation. By Escoffier's time, it had finally conquered European kitchens, so he added it to the list. The poison apple had become a mother sauce. And fifth, the diva of the group, Hollandaise, the Dutch sauce. This one breaks the pattern. No roux at all. Instead, it's a delicate emulsion. Warm egg yolks whisked with butter and a bright squeeze of lemon, balanced on a knife's edge of temperature. Too hot and it scrambles. Too cold and it splits. It's the buttery gold you've poured over eggs Benedict and asparagus. Escoffier's second edition, and the most temperamental member of the family. And hey, if you'd like to see a full video all about Hollandaise and how to make it without it ever splitting, let me know right down in the comments. So why call them mothers? Because from these 5, almost every other sauce is born. Stir cheese into bechamel and you get Mornay. Hello, mac and cheese. Add mustard, cream, mushrooms, or wine, and each tweak creates a new daughter sauce. 5 parents, hundreds of children. That's the hidden architecture inside almost every sauce on earth. And these daughter sauces are everywhere. Whisk a tarragon and vinegar reduction into Hollandaise, and you get béarnaise, the classic partner to a great steak. Melt Gruyere cheese into bechamel and you get Mornay, the soul of a proper mac and cheese. Add red wine and shallots to Espagnole, and you get Bordelaise. 5 mothers, but an entire dynasty of flavors, hiding on menus all around you. So here they are, the whole family at a glance. Bechamel, the milk one. Veloute, the velvet one. Espagnole, the brown one. Tomate, the once feared one. And Hollandaise, the temperamental one. 5 base sauces, one simple idea. And suddenly, the entire world of sauce makes sense. But here's a detail almost no one knows. Careme's original list included one that didn't survive. Sauce allemande, the German sauce. Escoffier quietly cut it, deciding it was really just a variation of veloute. And in the tense years around the world wars, a sauce literally called the German sauce wasn't exactly welcome in a French kitchen. So the family of 5 you know today is missing a member that history edited out. More than a century later, every culinary student on earth still memorizes these 5 on day 1. Master them, and you don't learn 100 recipes. You learn the one system that unlocks all of them. That was Escoffier's real gift. Not the sauces themselves, but the idea that cooking could be organized, taught, and passed down. 5 sauces, 1 blueprint, the foundation of the food you eat every day. And that blueprint is only the beginning. Coming up next on Culinary Origins, the essential cooking methods that turn these sauces into meals. Then, the legendary rivalries that shaped fine dining. And the golden age of the great ocean liners, where chefs cooked like royalty at sea. Subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss what's next. And tell me below, how many of the 5 had you eaten without knowing? And which sauce should we cook, start to finish, first?